All right, so guys, when you're doing these problems, you're going to need a calculator because we're going to be trying to get rid of those rational exponents. You can see right there the title of this lesson, section 6.9, solving rational exponent equations. Okay, we have to try to get the variable all by itself, but you can see that variables happen to have like powers on them, right? Like a 1/3 power right there, a 3/2 power right there. So we got to get rid of them. So the way you get rid of fractional powers is to multiply by their reciprocals. Okay, so just to kind of put this over here on the side, in order to get rid of a fractional power, right? So like a 2/3 power, a 1/4 power, a 1/2 power, okay? You must multiply by its reciprocal. All right, in other words, if you had, let's say, x to the 2/3, what you want to do is raise it to a power of 3/2. So notice 2/3, if I flip it, it becomes 3/2, right? And if I do that, all I get as an answer is x. Because 2/3 times 3/2, if we kind of do the work on the sides, 2/3 times 3/2. Why this thing's not writing it? This cancels here and this cancels there, so your answer is just a 1. It goes away. Okay, now you're going to raise it to that reciprocal power. Okay, now I know you're saying, but you said multiply. Well, yeah, whenever you raise a power to a power, you multiply, right? So we are multiplying by its reciprocal. Now you're going to raise it to both sides of the equation, okay? So always just get whatever the fraction is and flip it, all right? So let me show you what this looks like. So look at question number 2. So I have p to the 3/2 equals to 729. Now, in order to get p by itself, I need to get rid of that power. So what should I raise it to? What power do I raise it to? 2/3, right? That's the reciprocal, so it multiplies. 2/3. Okay? The left side is going to cancel out the powers. Okay, because 3/2 times 2/3 is 1. So this is just p. So now you just need your calculator to do the next part. 729 to the 2/3. So give me a second here. All right, so looking at the fact that I have a calculator there for us, all I have to do is 729 to the 2/3. Okay, so I'm going to type in parenthesis. I always like putting parentheses. 729 to the power of 2 divided by 3, right? 2/3. Remember, for you guys, it might be a fraction button. I mean, it's going to be different for everybody. I'm going to hit enter, and it says 81. And I'm done. So it's not a hard process to do. You just got to know what to do. Okay? You got to make sure you get your variable all by itself and then do the raising of the power. So let's check out question number 4. All right? So checking out question number 4. Why did it go to such a different page? There we go. All right. Now notice how my variable is stuck inside of a parenthesis, right? A 9 minus 2m. So, I mean, that's not really a problem. Let me just write this out. 125 equal to 9 minus 2m to the 3 halves. So if I want to get rid of that 3 halves power, I need to multiply by its reciprocal, right? So let me do that. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. What's the reciprocal of 3 over 2? 2 over 3. So I'm going to put 2 over 3. Now on the right side, I'm just going to have 9 minus 2m left over, because the fractions will cancel, right? 3 halves times 2/3 is 1. On the left side, I'm going to use my calculator, okay? So 125 to the power of 2 over 3. I hit enter. It gives me a 25. Okay, let me write that in. Let me write that in red, but that way we can keep it with the work here. So 25 equals 9 minus 2m. Now, I'm going to have to subtract 9 on both sides if I want to solve for m, right? So let's subtract 9. This is 16 equals to negative 2m. And in order to solve for m, what do? Yeah. All right, so we're going to divide, and that's going to be by negative 2. So m is equal to negative 8. And there's my answer. So the whole trick to this lesson is getting rid of that fractional power. Once you get rid of it, then it kind of just becomes like a normal algebra solving problem, right? The stuff you learned in the very beginning of your algebra class, okay? But we got to get rid of that fraction, that power that is a fraction. So check out number 6. Now this time, the a is raised to the half power, but you see that negative 6, that doesn't have a fractional power. So we do have to get rid of that negative 6 by just moving it. I'm just kind of writing it out really quick. So the way I get rid of that negative 6 is to do what to both sides? Add it, right? So let's add 6. All right, so I get 2a to the half is equal to 10. Now I need that variable with that fractional power to be all by itself. I want to get rid of that 2 that's in front of it. So what do I do to both sides? All right, divide by 2. So I get a to the half is equal to 5. Okay? So, how do I get rid of that fractional power? Okay, multiply by its reciprocal. So let me write that out. A to the 1/2 equal to 5. I just want to show the step really quick. Multiply by 2 over 1. Okay, on the left side, it's just going to be an a. On the right side, what's 5 to the 2 over 1? 25. Okay, and there's your answer. How are we doing? We okay? So it's not too bad. It's just get rid of that fractional power, right? Once you get rid of it, it should be easier. In this problem, though, you notice we did a lot of algebra before the fact, right? We had to move the negative 6 over. We had to divide by 2. We had to do a lot of house cleaning first. And then we were able to use the reciprocal to get rid of it, right? Whereas in the other problems, we've kind of been using the reciprocal right away. Right here, we had to do a lot of little cleanups, and then we got to our answer. So let's see. Next question. Just want to see how many there are. Okay, so there's 2 more we'll go over. All right. So here's number 8. Let me rewrite this. Negative 14 equals negative 2 times 25x minus 1 to the 1/2 power. Now for this one, you can see the variable is inside of a parenthesis, right? It's stuck in there to the half power. But right outside of it, there's a -2 that's multiplying. I got to get rid of that, right? How do I get rid of that -2 that's multiplying? All right, so let's divide by -2 on both sides. That's going to give me 7 equal to 25x minus 1 to the half. Now we're in business because now we have the variable that's stuck inside this parenthesis that's being raised to a 1/2. I want to get rid of that 1/2. So I get to multiply again, right? I'm going to raise it to the reciprocal of 1/2, which is 2 over 1, right? So 2 over 1 will go there. So 7 to the 2 over 1 is 49. Okay? And what's left on the inside is just a 25x minus 1. Go ahead and solve this for me. Tell me what the answer is. What is it? 2. Yeah, the answer will be 2. How did we get 2? We'll add 1 to both sides. So you get 50 equal to 25x. And then you're going to divide by 25 on both sides. So x equals 2. Are we okay with that one? All right, let's do one more. Now this one looks really complicated. It really isn't. Just take your time with it. Don't try to do too many steps at once. That's usually what kind of messes people up is you get a little impatient and you're like, okay, I'll do 2 steps at one time. And then maybe you mess up somewhere and all of a sudden you don't know what's going on. So yeah, just take your time. So there's our problem. I need that x inside of that parenthesis, but that parenthesis not only is being raised to a fractional power, but it's being multiplied by -3. It's being subtracted by 9. Right? I need to fix that. Okay? So what do I do first? Yeah, let's add 9, right? You always do the addition and subtraction first. Then you do the multiplication or division after. When you're solving equations, you do reverse order of operations, right? Normally, order of operations, you do multiplication, division first, then addition, subtraction last. When you're solving equations, you go backwards. You get rid of addition and subtraction first, then the multiplication, division next. Now, negative 9384 plus 9 is negative 9375. So let me write that down. And I have a -3 parenthesis x plus 23 to the 5/3. What do I do next? All right, divide by -3. So -3. So let me put divided by -3. I get 3,125. So that's x plus 23 to the 5/3 equals 3,125. I got to get x, but it's inside that parenthesis with that weird power. So now I have to raise it to what power? 3/5, the reciprocal, okay? The reciprocal, so 3/5. And again, if you just want to double check, if you want to do 5/3 times 3/5, just to check, to make sure that you're getting this right, Notice it equals 1. That means it cancels out, right? So those two powers will cancel out. We get x plus 23 equal to, now I got to do 3,125 to the 3/5 power, so let's do that. To the power of, we said 3/5, right? 3/5. So 125. This is why I wanted you guys to have either your phones or your calculators or something you're used to, because I want you to try this on your own right now. That way when you go home, it's not the first time you attempt it, right? Try it now. Make sure you're getting these numbers. All I got to do now is just subtract. So minus 23 on both sides. So x is 102. All right, you guys good? So those are 10 questions that you guys have to know how to do. Well, there are 10 that you have to know how to do. We just did 5 of them, so that means you got 5 more. I think that is, yeah, I don't know why he gave us so much space for that first 2. But yeah, so your homework's already posted for you.